them to transform their curriculums to present homosexuality as an acceptable alternative lifestyle. You said, well, Brother Todd, who are you to judge? I'm not doing the judging. The Bible does all the judging, and I'm just telling you what the Word of God says. If you want to know what God thinks about homosexual perversion, you look at his urban renewal development program that he had for Sodom and Gomorrah. That'll give you a pretty good idea.
That's a pretty good idea.
From the godless legislators in Washington, D.C., who gave the National Endowment for the Arts $10,000 of your tax money to produce a picture of Jesus Christ hanging on the old rugged cross in a bottle of urine. And your tax dollars paid for that. I don't know about you, but I resent that. An act of blasphemy in the name of art. And it was paid for with your tax money. To take America back from the Hollywood toxic talent who make Christian bashing an art form in America. The church needs to send a message loud and clear. Hollywood does not speak for America. Jane Fonda does not speak for me. Alec Baldwin does not speak for me. It is time for America to stop and ask this question. What is an actor and an actress? An actor is an individual who is paid good money to pretend to be somebody else that they are not. Now, you don't have to be Sigmund Freud to realize that is a poor basis for mental health. And we need to stop looking at these liberal Hollywood stars as anything more than what they really are. They are not moral models, they are moral mongrels. They do not lead America, and the leadership of our nation needs to come from thus saith the Lord and the pages of the Word of God. This is a call to arms tonight. To the Church of the Lord Jesus Christ and the army of the living God, to put on the whole armor of God, to stand up for Jesus, to stand up for traditional family values, to stand up for the God of our fathers, to stand up and witness and win in a godless society and take America back one heart at a time, one home at a time, one city at a time, and let this nation see us standing for God, free and independent, saturated with the holiness of the Lord Jesus Christ. To take America back from the radical feminist.
The eMilitia Podcast, episode 65.5. What is Chillderburg? Little Amsterdam, Texas. Enjoy, fuckers.
I have no idea what quite this will be, if I'll just like edit it in or if it'll be like a little after hours bonus episode, but there was a few things we were just discussing after Jacob left us and Typo left us that we've got to talk about.
I feel like Typo disappeared for most of the stuff too, and just slept through some of the crazy shit on the way there.
Typo was mixing with like the all the podcasting crowd, because Timeliner, formerly Fat Guys, helped the Marines start biting the bullet. Like, they kind of encouraged him to do it and gave him advice and stuff. So fair enough, they disappeared, but we just had some odd fucking moments. I didn't even talk about the body armor.
Yeah, like I was waiting for that to come up. We barely talked about we talked about Sassy and his puke attack, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys talked about Chillderburg 4 for like good most of it, and then you guys like breezed through like, yeah, we came through West Texas and we almost ran out of gas. We almost shot this motherfucker, and this guy gave us gas, and we thought he was gonna diddle our shit, but he didn't.
So we almost shot two motherfuckers, but really. It's Jacob has like a very nice measured tone about him. I don't want to tell him about quite the debauchery we got up to. He understands it happened. He knows, but we can get into it a bit more now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to want to know how the idea of the Chillderburg Amsterdam started either.
I don't think our listeners even need to know, but
no, they do not. Just come to Chillderburg 4 and find out.
And look for the glowing red camp. I'm dead serious. I want all and anyone who's camping with the eMilitia, I want to bring. If you're gonna use like open lights, use like red lamps and shit. I think that would be that way when we're all fucked up. It's a group thing. We just head for the red light instead of like stumbling through darkness, you know.
Or just follow.
I'd say we build a wall around our build a wall around the encampment too.
And then secede from Chillderburg.
That's a real libertarian thing to do.
What, build a wall?
No, build a wall and secede.
I was like, okay, Hoppian. But No, you know that wall is gonna only get in our way as we stumble back to camp.
Well, walls can keep you in, as Ron Paul said.
Is that so? Is it like a playpen thing while I'm tripping?
Yes,
It's
100%.
it's
Yeah.
where all the hard drugs will be, and we'll put like pad. It'll be padded and everything, and
Have
we'll
you?
have a ball pit and maybe a foam pit too.
Dude, I will find my way out, and I will
Can we get a
continue.
bouncy castle?
I will find my way out of the encampment, and I will continue to hurt absolutely no one but myself. Um,
What about a
shit.
bounce house?
A bounce house would be pretty good, but it would probably end in tears in one way or another.
That's
Those are not that expensive either.
They aren't
Just an FYI.
every single like quinceañera. Like you see a fucking fucking bounce house in my neighborhood. I don't even know what that word means. I just know it.
I
Is that like a coming of? Is that a coming of age
It's
thing?
a coming
for, like,
of age for Hispanic families. I think it's like
Okay.
15.
That's what I thought. Sweet 15. We get a bounce house, and I don't know.
What? I'm sorry. What 15-year-old wants a fucking bounce house?
Dude, I'm 22 and I want a
What?
fucking bounce house.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There's a period where like bounce houses are not like fun or cool, like up until like 9 years old, and then you go through like puberty, and then you don't like bounce houses, and then you hit college and you start doing drugs and drinking, and you start liking bounce houses again
it's horseshoe theory, but with drugs and maturity,
and bounce houses.
and bounce houses most importantly.
I can't wait for a new Amsterdam fucking Chillderburg. It's gonna be great.
Being that it's Chillderburg Veer, I think the Amsterdam flag. While so my girlfriend, I was showing her, I was like, we're gonna have Little Amsterdam Chillderburg next year. It's gonna be open smoking, open shrooms. He mumbles through and whatever else people want to do. And she looks at the flag. She's like, "Is that a Nazi flag?" It's like, "No, god damn it, fuck, god."
Son of a bitch.
We could put a big igloo on it. There we go.
That's okay.
Floral print.
Can we? Do you have some kind of way to make like one-off flags?
Yeah. No, I've got to order. Like, I can if we have a design ready to go before the end of July, I could just tack it onto my order or end of June.
It is already done.
Yeah. If you send it to me, I'll get it formatted up, and I could do a couple of them, and they'll be exclusive.
I dig it. Chillderburg this time was real fucking fun, but I think if we have the whole place to ourselves and we can really be like cool about
Ourselves and
how our campsites look, that would be a lot of fun to have. Just a designated little area, an identifiable campsite. Little Amsterdam, flying it probably an eMilitia flag because, like Jacob was talking about, the thing about having the live recording, and I think we're gonna try for one. And oh, and I'll be flying the Peace Autonomy Liberty, and I'm sure you'll be flying your SOR stuff. We just gotta.
Oh yeah, we gotta get more flagpoles.
Yep, turn to absolute flaggots. I mean, if it's gonna be just us next time. If it's gonna be just us next time, I mean, why not?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, mine still is like not super edgy. It's like, oh, that's kind of like militia stuff. Haha, cool. Which was the point behind the flag but yeah.
I'm excited. Next year's gonna be fun setting up because it's gonna be a bit more. We know what to expect now. We're dragging more people with us. We'll have our little cult within the cult. Our caucus within the cult.
We're gonna be like, it's gonna be like the inner circle of the cult. So like you have your Scientologists, and like you have your normal ones that are like shop at True Food and shit, and then you have your inner circle where Tom Cruise does his weird shit with John Travolta.
where Tom Cruise is rimming John Travolta and talking about aliens and volcanoes.
I'm for it. Sounds like a good time.
That sounds like a good night. I mean, when the streams were handed out at the end of Sunday night, people were a certain someone approached me and told me they saw the sky exploding. So I mean,
Damn, it sounds like I fucking missed out.
You just gotta follow the shroom fairy next time, man.
I
'Cause I saw
wanted to fuck
too
with some drugs, but
whoever
I was
like lit up the fucking bowl and then blew it around with a leaf blower. I missed that shit too.
Oh no,
that didn't
no,
happen there.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
you thought that happened at Chillderburg?
No, I saw someone posted it with
Yeah.
hashtag Chillderburg, and I assumed it happened there.
No. It was wishful thinking. Scott Horton shared that,
Yeah,
and then I shared it, and I was like, next time in Little Amsterdam.
dude, Little Amsterdam's gonna have some solid smoke clouds.
It has
Yeah.
to. We'll be the first part of Chillderburg to get rated to watch it.
Yeah, but we're also going to be the most armed part of Chillderburg. So
Little Amsterdam finna turn into Little Alamo.
fuck Little Alamo, Little Waco, but different outcome.
Welcome to Cowboy Country, kids.
Actually, scratch that. Instead of Little Amsterdam,
Little Waco. Oh no, we
because we're close.
we are close. Oh man. All right. This idea, as usual, it went from bad to worse.
But it's going to happen for sure.
But it's still gonna happen. That is the unfortunate thing. So something we did forget to talk about was which is very important to Texan culture, was I guess AM and FM evangelical radio. like Sassy. So you said it was like was it an AM station? Is that?
Well, I immediately asked you, and I'll tell you why afterwards. It's funny. It's kind of funny. I immediately knew. I was like, all right, this is one of those weird AM fucking stations.
Oh wait, I guess I gotta provide context. I just jumped into it like a fucking idiot. My bad. So driving back from Chillderburg, again, Typo passed out in the fucking truck, and we're driving through just absolute fucking desert, West Texas, and we got a storm warning. It's gray. It's a little bit ambiguous out there, and so we lost internet connection, lost our music. So we turned on the radio, and the most entertaining rabid evangelical guy was going off. Oh, God will be coming for you. You think they're doing this, the gay agenda, and aliens will come down and fight the angels. It's like, holy.
Feminists, and I will be there with Jesus fighting the evil feminists.
Yeah, is this a common thing, Sassy?
So, the only reason I know about it, all that, is because we used to have a radio that would sit on the fence line of one of the properties I would go and hunt quite a bit at the time. And they would leave it radio on fucking Evangelist Radio, which was like 5:50 a.m. in that area. And hearing the talking would keep the hogs off the fence. But I remember you just be coming back from hunting and you're hearing about oh, the good Lord, he's going to come from the sky and all the black people are going to go up there with him. Or just something like that. It's like the most random shit at 3 o'clock in the morning after you've been hunting all fucking night.
That sounds exactly like what was being said.
Yeah, I think for the intro of this, I'm gonna put in like a sample of this just so you can get the general flavor. Man, he was going for it. He but it was so captivating and interesting. And to be fair, it I can see how it appeals to people.
Yeah,
because we were just driving. It was very fucking entertaining. But I think me and SOR, we kind of had like a smarmy anarchist opinion about it. We were just sitting there like, oh, listen to this crazy dude, which is probably what a lot of people do when they listen to us. But just his cadence. It was what did you call it? Like a Hitler kind of.
It had very Hitler vibes. It build up and build up and build up, and then he'd drop it. I mean, it was like Hitler Christian dubstep going on right there.
that sounds like something a libtard from San Francisco would say.
And then he'd just roll into another thing. He'd be talking about how the gays are evil. And then he'd go into masturbation is evil. And then the evil feminists are taking over. A woman's place is in the kitchen type stuff.
Your tax dollars are paying for, and you're like, oh my god, it was those things that tied into kind of like a paleo evangelical libertarian thing. I was like, I can see how someone gets sucked in.
Like if Matt Stone and Trey Parker were to write a Christian radio preacher, that's what it would have been.
Seriously, 100%. I was so entertained. I was looking at my phone. I was recording little clips because I just thought like, oh, this is the good part. And then he kept on going. I'm like, oh my god, I've got like 8 minutes 40, and then 1 minute 53, 2 minutes 24, 4:20, nice, 1 minute 59, and then like another 40 seconds of this guy just rambling on, and it had good production value
It was scary how good the production value was on it.
for
Like,
middle of the desert FM radio. I was like, they were like advertising their shows and their services and stuff.
well, I mean, it was probably some of that sending Bibles to troops
Yes,
overseas money, which
that I forgot about that.
that was hilarious because I'm sitting here thinking, you know, those troops are not using those Bibles. They're using to hide their drugs. You're wasting your money sending them over to the Marines. God knows they can't read. I mean,
that was the cherry on top. So after this guy went through his like evangelical rant, it wasn't him doing the Bible selling, was it? It was like a very calm, collected voice.
no, that was him still.
Oh, was it?
That was so it was he did his rant and then it was like an ad, so like a live read style thing
Oh, okay.
that you get in a podcast. It was still him.
I've got it all recorded, so I'll be able to. I might just insert it, seeing this is a bonus episode. We're just gonna be fucking around. I might just insert that in between us, so people can get an idea of what his salesmanship was like. But they were selling. It wasn't like, oh, buy a Bible for Sergeant Smith or whatever. It was like, oh, buy a case of 1,000 Bibles, or like, oh, you can get 10 for 100, or like 1,000 for whatever it was. And it was like, whatever the pricing was, it was like, that's, oh no, it was like 100 Bibles for $1,000.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
and
how the fuck is 100 Bibles $1,000?
I mean, yeah, I have no idea. And it's just like the way they were selling it was typical status civil religion too. Our troops are over there fighting
Sacrificing
so we can-
themselves.
sacrificing themselves so we can worship Jesus here. They need the word of God with them whenever they go into battle. When God
Oh,
knows most of the shit they're doing over there is fucking off. So
dude, it was a trip listening to that, and I was just grinning ear to ear. I was like, this is exactly what I needed to cap my Texan experience, because the whole time I'd never met anyone like that. I'd never come across someone who was, looking at me and my tattoos or something and being like, fuck this guy, he's probably a Satanist. No one treated me like shit. It was, I don't know, to hear that side, which is kind of the stereotypical thing. Like when Europeans think of Texas, they think of golden guns and cowboy hats.
Found all that shit in one night in a matter of hours.
Seriously,
oh my gosh.
I did the whole spectrum in Texas. It was beautiful. Hey guys, BR here. Just a quick little announcement. As many of you know, I was banned once again on Instagram back at the end of April 2021. So far, my attempts to come back via a variety of means have been fruitless. So I figured I'd try something different. I'm overbuilding up a body of infographics, propaganda, and, not gonna lie, pretty epic rants on current events, only to have my following and content wiped again and again. I'll still be present on Twitter, and I'm trying to come back to IG, but my new permanent home that you should always be able to find me at will be my new Substack, The Anarch, so that's anarchist without the ist. This will be a web publication where I flesh out my written rants on news and culture without the bootlicking from an anarchist perspective with a more polished finish. I'm also bringing on contributors to share this new platform. Some familiar faces and some new, so be sure to check that out at theanarch.substack.com. Once again, that's theanarch, anarchist without the ist, .substack.com, and sign up for the free email subscription to stay up to date on what I'm doing over there. And if you want to hear more about that, check out episodes 18 and 19 of my solo podcast, The BR Hates Fed Show. Thanks for listening. Now let's go on with the episode.
Oh yeah, and like kicking off the weekend too, because our first gas stop was in El Paso or outside of El Paso with the sketchy ass body armor dude.
Was it so? Yeah, that was in Texas, huh?
That was right outside of El Paso.
So was that the first time we filled up from leaving Arizona?
Um,
Maybe twice.
no,
No. There was one stop where we got like food and shit.
yeah. There was that rest area right before leaving Arizona, and then we didn't have to fill up in New Mexico and like El Paso. It was like, okay, like I want to get through El Paso and we'll stop afterwards.
Yeah, fuck stopping in El Paso. That place is the arse end of the world.
Did you guys stop in New
God.
Mexico at all?
No. On the way back, we did.
Yeah.
The entirety of the state of New Mexico is a shithole.
It's all the land no one wanted. That's what I'm convinced of. I do not like New Mexico.
It's a
Why
shithole.
do you think they call it New Mexico?
It's I've heard many people call it the land of entrapment.
Oh God, but Jesus.
So anyway, El Paso, we go to refuel. Only me and SOR are awake. I think Typo, he was practicing what he learned in the Marines very well. He was asleep for like 7 hours like a fucking baby.
Riding off the hard work of the taxpayer.
No, but power to him. I wish I could have slept like that. But all three of us were armed. All three of us had a carry gun on us. Were you carrying SOR, or was it just in the truck?
It was in the glove because I have appendix carry, so I'm not going to sit 14 hours.
Oh
with that thing pointed up on my dick.
Yeah,
So-
mine was like, you know, tucked in my fucking shoe on the floor or something. And Typo had his like in front of him in the whatever you call it, magazine pouch.
The map pocket.
Yeah, map pocket. There you go, magazine pouch. That makes it sound like it's part of your gear. But yeah, so we pull into this gas station. Lone guy, sketchy little, not like a Shell or something. It's just like an independent one.
Like a 2-pump gas station.
Yeah, middle of fucking nowhere. Like there were lights, but no one around to see you. Because it was quite like it was like off the side of the road, not visible or anything. And so this guy's like sitting there swearing at the pump on his own, and we hadn't clocked that he was wearing body armor. Yeah, so I'm getting out stretching, and I left my gun in the truck because I've been driving 14 hours. I'm not just gonna strap it on to stretch, you know. And SOR goes to fill up the truck, and the guy's swearing at his pump. And you went over there to like help him out to see what he was talking about.
No,
right?
so I went to go use the pump, and it just it wasn't connected to the internet or what was wrong with it, but the price wasn't right on it. So I'm like, oh, okay, shit's not working. And like I canceled the transaction, but he was like, it wasn't letting him cancel the transaction, and he was like flipping out. And like I noticed underneath his jacket or his shirt, he was wearing low vis body armor. It was a vest. I mean, it wasn't hard plates or anything.
Yeah, it was like soft body armor.
Yeah, and I just I'm like, okay, this is kind of sketch, because while I think everyone should wear body armor and have the
all the time
at 3 a.m. random ass gas station, it raises some red flags.
Yeah, and it was so funny because you were like, you know, you were doing the gas pump. I was stretching, kind of walking around, hanging out at the back. I think I was trying to refill my water or something. And then as you started like talking to him a little bit or something.
Yep. Yeah. And, no, I know, it was just friendly conversation.
I think we both clocked the body armor like more or less at the exact same time, and I was like, and I was like, you know what? Fucking respect. You're traveling on your own at night, through Texas. Black guy in Texas. I can really understand wearing body armor traveling on your own through the rural Southwest. But it was kind of sus. His car was a bit shit. Yeah, and someone wearing body armor, and then having something that I've always learned traveling, when you see like scammers and people who try and fuck you in various ways, you know, they'll introduce a problem they're having and rely on your, you know, friendliness, niceness, and charity. And it sucks, but that's how it usually goes down. You know, oh, can you help me? And you come in, you know, oh, help, my friend's down this alleyway, whatever the fuck it might be. Next thing you know, had your purse cut off your arm or your wallet grabbed or whatever the fuck it might be, you know? So seeing him struggling at the pump, I was like, sus, dude. Like, really bad position for you to be in if this is legit, because I am sketched the fuck out. So, I mean, you're a big dude, you're bigger than him. I was like, SOR will be alright, but just in case, I'm gonna hop back in the cab with my phone, with my gun, and with Typo with his phone and gun, who's asleep and needs someone to be like, hey! Like, some shit's going down.
Yeah, because like I had to back the truck up to the pump behind us that was working, and like it was like it was a non-verbal thing because I go back out to go pump and you'd stay because I was gonna say, hey, stay in the truck,
Yeah,
but
but
you
didn't
already
even
did
need to
it,
say
and I'm
it.
like,
Yeah.
and like I get the gas pump going, and I walk to the other side of the truck so I'm facing him and get into the bed of the truck to get water out and shit. But like it was like I felt naked out there. Not gonna lie, I felt naked with my gun in the truck. But I'm like, okay, BR's in there. Typo's asleep. He'll probably sleep through the whole thing. He'll probably wake up and be like, "Yo, why aren't we moving?"
As we're bleeding out.
Ooh, that looks like it hurts.
Let's be real. He wouldn't wake up until like fucking not even after the cops came. Like after the fucking ambulance and like the coroners fucking showed up.
Dude, he slept through so much shit.
I wish I was like that. I had to start smoking weed religiously to get over my insomnia. That guy just off, and I wish I had that superpower.
Well, when you took over for that hour and a half, I conked out.
Yeah,
I
and
was
that
sitting up sleeping, and I'm just like crammed in the front seat, and I'm like, okay, I'm sleeping now.
dude, you're a fucking superhero driving back and forth. I had no idea how you did it like that. It's like you need me to drive, man. Like seriously, say something.
I was in the fucking zone. Like I was just like, okay, let's fucking go.
Yep.
But yeah, that was fucking crazy. And then the whole almost running out of gas because it was more than 2 hours that we hadn't seen a gas station. It was like 4 hours.
That was crazy because that was during my period driving, and I was like, well, I'll just I'll pay my part toward. Oh fuck, I still owe you for the gas for the record.
No, you
Oh
don't.
wait,
You're good.
oh
I took it out of what I owed you.
oh, I was like, damn, this month was rough.
I mean, it was lower than normal, but yeah, I took it out of what I owed you.
All right, well, people don't need to know that, but
No.
no. I was
mean,
like, fuck, we got beaten up.
it was rough, but it's not biting the bullet merch rough. Or
Hey, he gets double-digit dollars a month. All right, like.
oh, and we have Sassy sitting here where I rounded up to $5 so I don't feel bad.
Yeah, like I literally got $3 for last month, so I don't want to hear shit about your merch not selling.
But yeah, so I was like, I'll just fill up, while I'm driving, so I can at least contribute, on the way there, and be like, I'm not a deadbeat, promise. But I didn't. I was keeping my eyes open the whole time I was driving. Not one fucking gas station. Holy
And
shit!
I figured I'd nap until the next gas station and then finish the drive. 'Cause you were tired too, but I'm like, you got some sleep. I need a little bit.
Yeah, my sleep was 30 minutes, and then my head would jolt forward, and then you fucking like break or something. I'm like, motherfucker, hello.
I'd only do it if your head was already going forward. Like, oh, this would be fun.
You fucking prick.
1776, motherfucker.
I'm trying to redeem what we did. I'm working on it. All right.
Oh god, yeah. And then dude helping us out with gas, that was pretty cool. And drive back got a little sketch.
The weather warning.
The tornado warning, and Type was like, I did this in the military. I can make sure we're not heading into it.
Okay, that's a 50-50.
And he's like, yeah, we're not gonna head into it. We're heading in the opposite direction.
It just go
as we're driving
grayer.
right into it.
Oh god, after the fact, I told my girlfriend and my mom later on that we we drove towards the eye of the storm in West Texas. Like, what the fuck were you thinking?
And then we
we
hit
weren't
the wall
thinking.
of water.
We tipped the what?
the wall of water where it just sky opened up and it was like zero visibility rain.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was like the equivalent of being in a fucking dust storm out here. I was like, Jesus Christ, I haven't seen rain like that since I left Europe.
Well, shit, like I have not knobbyish tires on my truck, so like I shouldn't be hydroplaning, but the water was so deep that it was like, yep, I'm gonna have to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, when
Because
it
like
comes down
normally,
here, it fucking comes down like you have never seen before.
Is that like Gulf of Mexico shit, or is that just the desert?
Dude, that's just
it's just
fucking. It's from the
monsoon.
Gulf of Mexico. They're like borderline monsoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water doesn't listen to Kamala. Do not come.
Do not
Don't come.
come.
I've got a
Uh,
great video I've got to share. um, but then we hit that we hit a mini dust storm in New Mexico, so that was more zero visibility.
and then we had to drive
And
through El Paso, which is an ordeal of itself, just because the
it's El
mental
Paso.
the mental toll of passing through El Paso is just a lot.
Oh shit! Another thing that happened on the way there, the border checkpoint.
Oh yeah,
So
I.
I'm,
Oh my god, we had guns, shrooms, and weed on us.
and of course the only like drive up, roll down the window. This dude was more Mexican sounding, and not as an insult at all. His accent was stronger than some people I've met from Mexico. And
Guys wearing American flag and the border patrol uniform.
he's just like, "You guys American citizens?" But and of course I'm like, "Yes." And then the one Brit in the car goes, "Yes." I can't even fucking do a British accent, but
I was
I'm
like,
sitting
I
there,
had to
I'm like,
think about it. I was like, yeah, I am actually.
I'm
What's
like,
up?
we roll out of there. He waves us through, and I'm like, "You couldn't have kept your mouth shut."
What? I'm legal. Unfortunately, I've been assigned a serial number.
But I mean, the accent raises questions.
Yeah, no, it would have been awkward to have gone into a further conversation. The guy's like, "Hey, you guys are fun to talk to. Maybe I can check out what's in your gear. My
Uh,
fucking my
do you get a
little
warrant for that? Actually, shit, they don't need a warrant. Ugh.
yeah. You got a
Warrant.
war a warrant.
No, within 100 miles of the border, you don't have any constitutional rights.
That's true. Passing through border patrol within the continental United States is the most like Orwellian shit. I mean, it's not just that you pass up and like they check for IDs or something. There's fucking cameras all over those things, and I've been through them where yeah, it was that one. Do you remember when we first got there? There was kind of like a flash of red.
Yeah, yep.
That's
And
weird as fuck.
they have X-rays, they have sensors. Like it's essentially
It's
that
like
100-mile zone within the border. Your Bill of Rights are on hold. They can search without a warrant. They don't like they can hold you up unless you like they want to search your phone. They'll hold you up until you unlock it for them. It's that type of shit.
it's like TSA out in the desert.
It really is.
That's
It is.
I've encountered them before, like heading down to Bisbee. You encounter them. Driving in New Mexico, you encounter them. But I don't know. It was probably probably the most shit I've had on me while driving through a checkpoint. And I was like, plus again, it was probably like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., something like that. So that was a trip. Just the weird middle of the night. I'm probably blazed. Just hitting my pen for like 14. That was the craziest part about the drive to and from. I was just hitting my pen the whole fucking ride. So it was just this weird dreamscape for me. I'm like, oh, I'm just driving 14 hours and ending up in a completely different spot. Oh, and West Texas.
Nothing
Oh,
is out there.
well, okay, not West Texas, but the hill country. Once we
Yes.
got out of the desert, and it was like we were. I mean, obviously we're in a completely different part of the country, but yeah, driving from Arizona and then seeing greenery and undulation, some fucking topography, um, and water, and oh, and something that's really cool about Texas. I always forget how old it is. You know,
Hmm.
there's like actually some culture out there. The buildings aren't just these copy and paste little pop-up cities like you see in Arizona and even New Mexico to an extent, and especially California. But there's like borderline colonial looking architecture out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of old ass towns. Like the town I work in, New Braunfels, was founded in the 1800s, like before the fucking Civil War.
Oh, that's nothing. The
The
town I'm from in Maine,
We
our claim
get
to
it. You
fame
were
was
part of one of the fucking colonies.
Benedict Arnold stopped there.
What a claim to fame. Yeah, my hometown had a fucking ancient monk monastery in the middle.
That's
I
interesting.
So
wonder if my ancestors rated that.
yeah, probably.
My hometown is covered and surrounded by dairies, and when the wind hits it just right during the summer, the whole town smells like cow shit.
Oh,
Ain't
mine
nothing
too.
wrong
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
that. I miss that.
Yeah, that smells
I
like home
miss
to me.
that. Yeah.
That's a weird thing. Whenever I'm in a rural place now, after having lived in the city for a few years now, for the first time in my life, whenever I get a whiff of like manure, I'm like, it smells like home. It's gross, but it's also kind of nostalgic. I'm in this weird, like, I'm kind of going soft, but it's still home to me.
Have you smelt Phoenix?
Oh yeah, no,
Or-
it's not roses, my friend, but it's different from home.
I mean, shit, there was a dumpster fire this week in Phoenix, and it probably made the city smell a lot better.
Freshen things up.
Yeah. Oh man.
Phoenix
Yeah, no, I'm
smells
excited
like
for next year.
fucking homeless,
For sure.
sweaty dudes jerking off.
That was
No, that was the truck
that was a
ride
truck.
back.
Yeah. Thanks for the F Shack, Dirty Mike and the boys.
Oh god. Yeah, my fiance, we get back, or I get back and I pass out, and like I blocked her car and she had to go run into the store. So she just jumped in the truck and like
Oh,
she
that
gets
poor
back and
woman.
she woke me up. She's like, "You need to get that thing cleaned out. That is disgusting."
You need
And I'm
to
like,
get it detailed or sell it on.
"Oh my god." Yeah, she was not happy. I left the doors open all day just to let it burn off in the sun.
Oh Jesus. My apologies to Miss SOR. We're all going to be finding our own way to Chillderburg next time, so we won't be soiling your upholstery again.
Yeah, whatever.
Sassy might be fucking up your tent, but
Hey, I'll have my
No,
own.
he's not. He's not allowed in my fucking camper next year. Like, I will have a sign on it. All are welcome, except for Sassy.
Damn.
Like it will be like, yeah,
Just have a cross through the Sasquatch.
yes.
Oh, beautiful. Damn, do we forget? All right, now that we've covered everything we've got, is there anything else? Oh shit!
Oh,
The lawyer.
yes, the lawyer.
I
All
don't.
right, let's
I
finish
don't know
on
how
a high
to tell
note.
this story.
So we had a lot of people who well, no, okay, that's a bad place to start. We didn't have a lot of people who were from our kind of our side of the community, the Instagram community. We had a handful though. We had a handful crop up, and that was really cool. And one of them, he was
a paralegal, and we'll leave it at that.
well.
I don't think we should go into what else.
I don't remember his name for the fucking life of me. I want to say it was like or something kind of.
Oh my lord! I'm gonna have to be like beep beep just in case.
Yeah.
Well,
We don't want a dog. Like I think just saying he was a paralegal is enough info on him.
And that was enough to explain why I kept calling him our fucking lawyer for the rest of the night.
Because we sure as fuck need one. But this guy, he I guess he's a listener of eMilitia and Biting the Bullet. So maybe he'll come across this. But
yeah, I mean, he knew me from the fucking Tactical Buffaloes podcast.
I love it. A man of culture. So he's
maybe he was our Fed.
he might. That's
Mm,
my girlfriend said that about Grillberg, the guy who got locked out of his car, because everyone else was so like, oh man, this guy, he just randomly turned up and was like keyed in and joined in, completely unrelated to Chillderburg. And then I was excitedly telling the story too when I first got back, and my girlfriend's like, what if he was a Fed? I was like, no, oh fuck, that's that's we none of us had questioned that. No one has said that so far, and I'm
I
like,
think
God
SOR
damn it.
brought it up. Like when we got back. I don't even remember when it was, but I remember you were like the next morning you were like, dude, what if he was a Fed and those beers he put in your cooler have like tracking devices on them or some shit?
Well, if a Fed was going to go through the trouble of putting a tracking device on beer, they'd know not to give that to a bunch of libertarians and anarchists. Like you got to put it on something like, I don't know,
No, but they put it in the beer
in
because
the
they know they
beer.
can't. They know they can't get the vaccines into us.
So they got the beer into us instead.
Oh God, but that kid, oh my gosh, he was hilarious. Best quote of the
It
weekend
was
from him. I
so
don't,
nice having random just come up and be like, oh, you guys are here, like, or I heard about this thing from you guys, but the I guess being more from the Instagram community than Twitter necessarily, he didn't quite know what the makeup of the weekend was going to be.
no, he didn't. So, Miss SOR, we have an agreement. I have a free pass, and just like, oh, are you going to use it this weekend? And I'm like, honey, you don't need to worry about me using the free pass. And we were talking about that at Chillderburg, and I just said, yeah, it's a libertarian event. You don't have to worry about me using the free pass. And Sassy, if you wanna
Yeah,
bring up what
so
he said,
I don't know what he was expecting, but it was a fucking sausage fest. I think there was maybe one chick for every 12 or 15 guys. And
Oh my
she
this
was
god.
kid, and I
probably
felt
already
so bad
married or
for him.
attached.
Yeah. And I fucking felt so bad for this kid. He goes, man, I bought way too many fucking condoms for this weekend.
thought it was gonna be like 15 dudes and then just endless available sundress militia.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry, dude. Like I don't know what you were expecting, but don't bring this many condoms next year.
If you go to a libertarian event expecting to get laid, you're gonna have a bad time.
Unless you pitch for the other team.
hey, hey, could happen. But yeah, that made me fucking.
Name
I
of the
brought too
bonus
many.
episode.
I think
Chill the
we
bug. I brought too
re-recorded.
many condoms.
I think this whole bonus episode was around the idea of, oh, dude, we forgot to mention the guy with the condoms.
We genuinely couldn't leave that out. So
No,
fucking
fuck no.
shout out to you, condom paralegal, and
Condom.
I know, like I don't know if I just say it weird or if Brits say it weird. We don't talk about it because we're so Victorian and afraid of sex. You just never hear the word condom. So now you guys say condom, whereas we condom, which sounds very unsexy, which is why none of us use
It
them.
sounds very classy.
Oh,
Do you
oh,
want
my
do you want me
condom.
to slip on a condom? Like, it sounds fucking sterile. It's gross,
After the
dude.
tea and biscuits, I'll get the condom
Oh,
on,
that no, that doesn't do anything. That
and then I'll dive into your crumpet.
Hey, be careful. You're
oh,
reminding him of home.
disgusted. I'm gonna shut this thing down very soon because of this. But no, shout out to brought too many condoms, man. And
The,
yeah, the lawyer.
whatever your name was,
Y-
we legitimately don't remember it.
you need to reach out to Sassy because he has to continue his heart to heart with you.
I just felt bad because I still had his fucking beers when I was going to leave.
Yeah. Well, I mean that bring him next year. Who doesn't have a 6-pack that sat in the fridge for a year because they don't want to try that shit?
I just know next time I'm gonna pre-cook a bunch of food and just warm it up out there and fucking
I want to
do
bring
my
a
part
keg.
to keep small Amsterdam fed.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very well equipped in terms of all substances. Uh, little Amsterdam campers might need, and of course the wider community as I can provide. We had a fun little moment at the end of Sunday night. Were you there for that, SOR? I just fed everyone's rooms.
No, I was exhausted. I was tired the entire weekend. Like I was just beat because of work and the drive. So I started trying to go to bed at like midnight,
Oh,
and then
okay.
I jump into another conversation. I think like shout out to Gora Brewing, dude is awesome, but he kept me up forever. But it was a great conversation. So
Yeah, he is a fucking cool dude, and his mead tasting. For those of you who
oh
don't
my
know,
god,
he
that was great.
we talked about that a little bit in the episode, but his mead tasting was so kick ass. And genuinely, if you I mean, if people want to bring their girlfriend down or their significant other, whatever it might be, and they're afraid of them having nothing to do, honestly, there was so many moments where I'm like, you know what, like my lady would enjoy this. The mead tasting, a lot of the so many of the people. It doesn't matter what we were talking about. They were just, even if we're talking about gun rights, it wasn't like our schizo autist conversations we have out in the woods with rifles. It was it was like it was cool. So it was a good vibe, and like Jacob was saying in the full episode, people were even bringing their kids, like and it wasn't weird. There was no like, it wasn't like debauchery to the point that you want to keep your kid 15 miles away from it. It was, it was respectful, and everything was kind of very naturally zoned. Everyone spread out and did that thing where appropriate. Very respectful. It was cool.
I forgot one other thing.
Oh, what's that?
That I was worried was going to get me excommunicated from the Liberty community on Twitter. I shit on Bitcoin in front of Rollo.
Holy fuck! Why did you do that?
I didn't realize it was him. Yeah.
Man, that was brave. Did he say anything? Did you guys do
Uh,
it?
I think yeah, because it was a group discussion and it was like post societal breakdown, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think Bitcoin's a good use for that. Like, and oh my gosh, it was yeah. I'm like, I'm not in the right circle right now for this
I need to
opinion.
leave.
I feel like I'm gonna be smothered in my tent for talking bad about Bitcoin.
Man, you know what? I mean, kudos to you for for even approaching Bitcoin at that fucking thing.
I mean,
Um,
what are they gonna do? Beat me up?
Yes.
What? Like you'll be mobbed by crypto nerds.